I can't even begin to tell you how you make me feel in my soul.
Welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be doing a pot roast. We're going to be cooking this low and slow in the oven, 225 for about 8 hours. So I start off with my seasonings. I'm going to be using a little bit of basil. I'm going to use some garlic powder, some onion powder, salt, pepper, and a little bit of paprika for color and flavor. When it comes to seasonings, soul food is all about the love. So what I tell people, just eyeball it. You're going to be seasoning it to taste, whatever your taste buds speak. Some people like a little more salt than others. So that's the reason that I do not give out exact measurements, because I season with a lot of love. Food comes from the soul for me, and that's why I do it the way I do it. If you have any questions about specifics, ask me some questions in the comments, and I'll definitely respond. So let's talk about this cut of meat. I use a chuck roast. I prefer that because it has a higher fat content. You can use whatever you like. Beef has to be cooked very low and very slow in order for it to be tender, but this is the cut that I choose. It's also inexpensive. This is about a 2-3 pounder. It's perfect size for my family. You can adjust it according to your family, but again, I use this cut because it's inexpensive and it has a good fat content. I spent about $12 on this cut. So between this and the potatoes, this is a meal that was actually under $20. And now this is an alternative to a crock pot. Normally you'll see people do videos of the roast where you put it in the crock pot, you put it on low or high, depending on how long you want to cook it or when you want it done, and you just walk away and forget it. This is the same concept, but everybody doesn't have a crock pot, like myself. So what I do is put it in the oven and cook it very slow. Now it takes longer, but the tenderness will be spot on, and I promise you, this will be one of the best pot roasts that you've ever had in your lifetime. Trust your boy on that one. Now, because this is a thick cut of meat, what you'll see me do after I get the seasonings on each side is I do a little massage. You know, the beef loves it. The beef just loves a little massage, you know, just like a human. Just go ahead and massage it in there. Make the beef feel good about what's about to happen to it. And all right, next you're going to add an onion. I just took one onion, chopped it up, real rough chop, added that. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of liquid. Now I'm using water, but you can use any type of broth, or you can maybe add a bouillon cube to water. Totally up to you. But this beef, as it cooks, is going to create more liquid, so I only use 1 cup. And now it's time to put it in the oven. So after about 5 hours, you want to go ahead and take it out and start to baste it. Another tip, when you're cooking this, you don't have to open the oven. You don't want to release any of that heat because it will begin to start cooking unevenly. Go ahead and let it cook for about 5 hours before you open it up and take it out and start basting it. Then what I do next is I go ahead and turn it over. And as you can see, it's going to start to fall apart. But don't get too happy because it's not done yet. So when you do that, just flip it over, and then it's going to be time to start adding the potatoes. Now with the potatoes, I cut them into 4s, and you want to be real careful when cutting. Try to make it the same size and be consistent so that the potatoes cook evenly and they all get done at the same time. Here you're going to be adding the seasonings directly to the potatoes. You're going to be using the exact same seasonings, no different, the ones that you used in seasoning the roast. You can also make some revisions here. Sometimes we will add carrots, sometimes we will add celery. You can basically put any vegetable here that you would like, but this is the stage in which you would do that because you want them to cook in the juices of the meat and you want all of the vegetables to have the same tenderness and doneness. So once that's done, you're gonna put the top back on, put it back in the oven and cook it for about 2 to 2.5 hours, and everything will be done at that point.
Can't imagine my life if it don't mean you and I.
So after about 2.5 hours, you take it out and oh my God, would somebody look at that? Look at that. Noah, you see that? Yeah. Beautiful, tender, low and slow. I'm telling you, this will by far be the best pot roast that you've ever had. Now it's time to plate and taste, baby. All right, so after 7 hours, low and slow on 225, our roast and potatoes is finished. Noah has joined us. He was asleep earlier. And let's give it a taste. Ready? You going for the potato first? Now, hey, it's hot. Let's blow it. No, it's time to meat. Oh man. Oh, it's so tender. The seasoning is perfect. There you go. Easy pot roast. Low and slow all day. What else to say? I'm Ryan. We'll see you next time.